April breathes new life into our potential and possibilities, and we can start what we have put on hold and reconsider new options. This is going to be a good month for boldness, clarity, courage, and confidence. And it being the start of the year of the dragon makes it all that more powerful and perfectly aligned with our new Aquarius paradigm. It's April, and we are witnessing a change of the guard in many ways. This new month is really the fresh start we were hoping for this year, because March was full of loose ends, clearing up unfinished business, major setbacks, and very heavy energy. We invite you to open that doorway. Transcend consciousness beyond this plane by gravitating into the fullness of the moon. Move your energy into and through her body, out the other side into the darkness of her balance. The further you travel beyond the dark side of the moon, thus the deeper into space you flow, the darker it seems all round at first. Eventually, you find yourself beyond dense darkness, as light always prevails your light. Venture even further into the void, abyss, the darkness, be comfortable, go even further, breathe, relax, feel safe. Now, in consciousness, turn around and look back at the dark side of the moon, observing your sun and earth beyond that. No matter how dark you may think it to be, your consciousness responds according to your light frequency. In embodiment, this is the light of your sacred soul mind beloveds, the light that you create from within, which guides you without. Hang around here for a bit, feel what it feels like to be comfortable within darkness. When you are ready, bring your mind back through the dark side of the moon. Out the other side, where the sun shines brightly upon its surface, creating a full reflection of that which is magnificent. Lastly, anchor yourself back to earth, back to your space, chair, head, and brain. When you incarnate, you take a plunge into the deep, you surrender. You allow yourself to be flooded by the impressions of a new life. And your earthly personality becomes conditioned and formed by the many impressions you receive. But in you is also a still place, a quiet space that comes straight from your soul. That quiet space comes directly from heaven, from the cosmic dimension from where you came. It is through the art of living here on earth that over time restores your connection with this place of stillness, this quiet space in your heart, in your being. The moment you find yourself within this silence, this core place you begin to live, you no longer are lived by the many external impulses that determine your emotions. Something is born in you, something rock solid that gives you direction, and at that moment your inner channel is open. You may remain under pressure from a lot of influences in your life, many of which do not really fit you and may not nurture you, but there is now a counterforce. You now have a solid foundation to work from, so you now can focus on the rediscovery of yourself. Pluto prunes the dead wood, but it doesn't touch the viable growth unless what is getting its attention is rotten from the core, then all bets are off. And Pluto does what it does best, raise everything to the ground so we can start over. Haven't we seen quite a lot of that in the past 5 years? April 2024 ushers in a 10 vibration, which is the number of fresh starts and action from a place of pure potential. Simply put, it's a time for a return to the basics, setting intention and creating miracles. Manifestation is a strong point of April, but not the kind that gets us out of a jam. the kind that requires us to acknowledge our mastery and start using our energy in ways that benefit us in both the short and long term. I have been talking for a long time about how we need to stop the healing cycles, acknowledge our own path, and start moving forward in our own direction. I know that is hard to do when we are noticing how much people around us need help and support, but it's time to draw the line and make your energy boundaries strong. In April, the message is to embrace enlightenment as we enter this new age of enlightenment. But that's a topic with many variations. As we enlighten ourselves, which means to light up our own lives, we can discover a lot of things hidden in the dark recesses where we put them so many years or lifetimes ago. Long forgotten dreams, delayed goals, plans set aside because of time, timing, events, and life itself. It's time to get those out of their dark closets and revisit them. All the gems that you collect along your life's journey are the ones that gifts you passage into the light. Journey with creative compassion and excitement. Surrender into the divine flow of the unknown and claim this by integrating the I Am Christ consciousness codes within. I Truth, you already are that. Your life cord envelops you within this sacred frequency, urging you to awaken your full consciousness cord. In your minds, I see your beautiful moon in its fullest expression in the distance. See her magnificence as she shines her light reflected by your sun. Understand that there is always a light and dark side to your moon, which is also the natural flow of balance within humanity, the yin and the yang. Awakening means that the one learns from the other. When opposites grow together and support each another, falling in love with the self is inevitable. When the body, brain, and soul-mind can dance together and work as one, miracles happen and lives are transformed. It may seem to be a tall order to some, but not impossible. The more you lean towards this, thus the further you venture towards opening the doorway of loving the self, the better you will understand the concept of balancing light-dark. Unfortunately, this highly developed society is not yet a reality, and you now see how in the lives of many people this turning point is reached much later or not at all. It is possible that someone does not find or recognize or feel their own soul, and they will then become lived literally. However, life tries to wake you up, it beckons you, sometimes by pain and crisis, to go within to listen to your soul. But it would make a big difference if people were aware of their potential and received an explicit encouragement from the people around them to find their own unique way as they were growing up. I am telling this to you because you who are present here naturally want to play a role in this awakening process of your society and on Earth. You stand in the midst of life, and you have also heard the call of your soul. But perhaps that call is still not entirely clear, and so there are times when you feel yourself drift away from your inner voice. Yet there is a definite movement in each of you to be on the path and to make a difference in your environment and society. I ask you, first of all, to make this inner movement a search with the intention of finding your own voice and true nature. Look within yourself and feel your own desire to wake up, to allow your soul energy to flow, to be inspired, to search with trial and error. In each of you is a determination, a driving force to bring your own soul and spirituality to earth. It is important to honor and respect this part of yourself, because this need to develop that part of yourself is not yet something that is acknowledged by the world. It calls for courage and determination by you to do so, because when you do this, you are, in a sense, stepping outside societal norms. Feel that power and courage in yourself. In a way, it is not even something you do, it is something you naturally have to do. And it is a sign of maturity of the soul when the soul, by its own nature, longs for a degree of inwardness and seclusion, and again wonders why things are the way they are. April is not just about expanding into new potentials, it is a month for actually getting things done, or at least started beyond just thinking about it. The past few months have been challenging, and 2023 was not an easy year, but we have moved out of that energy and are now in a paradigm of new potentials, so it's time to dust off those dreams and see what is possible. If the old ways and things don't serve you and don't make you happy, turn your attention to a new level of being. This is why I encourage you to abandon your healing cycles, karma, and release the blocks and limiters that have held you back for so long, and start thinking about yourself, what you want, what brings you joy, and what fulfills your soul. It's a big task to start over. I know I have had to do it many times, but we're in a new paradigm and it demands new thinking and new action. And start thinking about the dragon energy that we are all blessed with. Has your inner dragon been taking sleeping pills and is non-functioning?